This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Coachman Apex Ultralight Travel Trailer, model 300 BHS. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. So right here we've got an outside kitchen, of course. Your grill pulls out. Dorm refrigerator, obviously. Running water, which is a good thing. Now if you move down here just a little bit, this is the fill for your freshwater tank. Now most places you camp will have city water, and you connect on the other side of the trailer of that. I'll show you when we get there. But just in case you're camping someplace that doesn't have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill this tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. Okay. Now this right here is a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, you can leave the valve open, and then you can hook a hose up to that and spray out the inside of the black tank, clean off the sensors so you get a good solid reading, that sort of thing. Alright. Power awning with LED strip, outside speakers, TV signal out plus power to put a TV out here. Excuse me. This is your hitch. It's a weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control made by Husky Centerline, so it's a good one. We'll show you about that when we get you here. So also, if you wanted to hook up a solar battery charger, that's what this is. It's just a plug. You'd have to buy a solar panel kit. This one's made by Go Power, just so you know. Okay, power tongue jack. Now if this power tongue jack ever fails, you can pull this plug out right here and use a 3/4 inch socket on a ratchet or a drill, or a crank for that matter, to move it up and down so you get yourself out of trouble. Always get hitched and unhitched. You got 2 LP tanks, a deep cycle marine battery. Okay. Look this way. Spare tire, that's your dump hose, that sort of thing. Now this right here, this is the vent for your range hood. So if you're venting to the outside, you always want to make sure this baffle is flapping freely. You can snap it shut for when you're in storage or traveling, but if you're going to be venting it, you want it to be open. Outside shower. Okay, this is your shore cord here. This is a 50 amp system, so it's a 50 amp cord. We also give you the reducers to reduce it down. Cable and satellite through. This is your city water hookup that we talked about. That's the most common way to get water into the trailer. Your water heater is empty right now, and this is the drain plug right here, just so you know. Okay, it's empty because the trailer's winterized. It's also bypassed. These are your 2 dump valves. Gray is sink and shower water. Black, of course, is toilet water and waste. Okay, so also this is that cover there. This is Voyager, is just telling us that it's pre-wired for a backup camera if you wanted to add one on. Now, while we're looking up here, make sure you always inspect your roof. You want it. The manufacturer says about every 90 days, but just regularly take a look up there, make sure there's no cracking or separation or no damage to the roofing material or to the vents or any attachments up there. Make sure it's not damaged by low branches, road debris flipping up there, that sort of thing. Okay, so your awning, your slide room, and then the button on the other side is for the awning. The big slide. Okay. Lights. Okay. So, like I was saying, this is your slide room, and then this one is the power awning. The power awning, you never want to leave it out unattended. Always roll it in when you're not going to be at the campsite, so you don't get it damaged by the wind. Okay, so let's look around here. We'll do this first. So you have displays CDs and DVDs. It has Bluetooth. You can stream off a USB with it. It's got different speaker zones. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer, or A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. Of course, let me look down here. See how there's this little green LED right here? That should always be on. There's a button below it. You can turn it on and off, but if you're using the antenna, you always want that on or you won't get a good picture. This whole thing also spins around so you can view it from in here. You have to have your doors shut, of course. This is a jackknife couch. It just jackknifes flat. Of course, you can pull the poles off the table, set the tabletop onto those cleats, and then use the back cushions to fill in the space. So you got another bed there. This device here is your power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. Let's do it this end. So keep in mind that when you plug in, this is the AC side, 110 AC. It's got circuit breakers just like you'd see at home. And then you have, they're all labeled so you know what they're for. And down here, the power is converted to 12 volt DC. You got 12 volt fuses and breakers, and they're all labeled. Okay. One other thing is that this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it's going to sense how much energy your battery needs and always keep it charged up. Okay. This device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. You can see it's growing green. Wow, it's glowing green, and it should always be green. If not, you want to get it serviced. This will detect carbon monoxide built up, LP gas leak, and if it beeps very slowly, the same pitch, but very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. I'll put it through the pace here. LP test good, carbon monoxide coming up, and then low battery alert. And then back to green. If it's not green, get it serviced. It's too important not to. Okay, so microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood vent. I told you about opening the baffle outside when you're venting. Make sure you do that. This works like any other RV oven. I can tell you right now, this trailer was barely used. As I'm looking at it, as I'm going through here. It has some normal wear to it, but it's been used very little, and this is sort of a testament to that right here. The hardly looks like it was ever used. Anyway, so this, God, I hope the gas is on here. Well, let me try. This is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark, and then you got 3 knobs for 3 burners, and of course the one all the way to the right is for the oven. Yep, there you go. Very simple, just spark it clockwise. The oven's a little bit different. All the way at the back, on the bottom is a pilot light. You can see it sparking back there, okay? So what you do is you depress the oven knob, you go to the picture of the flame, and then you depress it. You keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. So you spark it by turning it clockwise. After it lights down here, you're still going to hold it for another 10 seconds or so to let it heat up. Then you go to whatever operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. The oven's never been used. Nope, never. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, your thermostat is just, it works like every other thermostat. You just hit the mode button to light it up. Then you scroll through fan, air conditioner, and furnace. If it gives you the option of fan speeds, always choose auto if it gives you that option. Okay, so this is your refrigerator. It's a gas absorption refrigerator, meaning it works on 110 AC or on LP gas. See, right now, if you can see that, it's on auto. That's where you're going to use it almost always. Auto means it automatically seeks out electricity, regular AC power, and when it finds it, it uses it. But if it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas and light on gas. Or if let's say it's the dead of summer and you get up early and you go out adventuring for the day, but soon after you leave, the campground power goes off. Well, then it'll sunset and it'll automatically switch over to gas, so you won't spoil your food. You can run it dedicated to gas like so, for example, but auto's what you're going to be using. One other thing for this type of refrigerator is this device here. See the wire going up into that little clip? The wire has you can't see it, but it has a cylinder on the end. That's called a thermistor. That's how you set the temperature. You can see on this sticker here, the higher you go with it, the colder it gets. So you're going to just take everything and slide it up as high as it goes, and you're pretty much always going to leave it like that. I mean, once it gets colder outside, it starts to frost up, that sort of thing, you can turn it down, but generally speaking, you keep it all the way up. Now, if this thermistor that falls out of that clip, it's typical. I mean, it happens all the time, so you just tuck it back in there and stick it back on the fin there. Okay? Another slide room button here for the bunk room slide out. This is a Schwintek slide, just so you know. Lippert's renamed it to Thru. Maybe it's called a Thru wall slide out, something like that. But people still refer to it as a Schwintek. You can tell by the 2 tracks on each side of the slide out. It has 2 motors, and they're synchronized with each other. Okay, so let's find some light here, if I can. Aha. So this is the bunk room. It's pretty self-evident. You can turn this into a seating area under here if you want. This probably goes up. Yes, it goes up. So you got some headroom there. I know I'm up very close to everything. This is believe it or not, this is actually a wide-angle lens for this thing here, and it's not the best viewing, obviously, and I'm not the best camera person, but I'll continue to do the best I can here. Also, you've got TV hookups here for this bunk room. Okay. The bathroom looks like any other bathroom. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet, you have to remember that that's the flush pedal right there. So you always have to have chemical and water in it when you're using it. So when you get to the campground, your black tank, the black tank is directly below that toilet. So your black tank will be empty, right? So you pull in the campground, hook up your power and your water. Then you come in here, you'll put 1 dose of chemical into the toilet bowl, and then step on the flush pedal and hold it down so water swirls around the bowl and then into the black tank. You put about 1 gallon or so of water in there. Some people use more, so it's up to you. Just the main thing is you have to have water and chemical in it before you start using it, otherwise the smell will be terrible, and it can also get clogged up. So make sure you never use it dry. That's one of those things you only do once, trust me. So this is to light your water heater, electrical and gas. Now keep in mind the water heater is empty right now and it's bypassed. That's because there's antifreeze in the system. So you never run this without water in the tank, the hot water tank. I mean, either one, but with the electric, for say, it'll take a minute, you know, for it to burn out the element, so it goes quick. It's not the end of the world, but it's an expense. So never run it dry. And then you have your water pump here. I told you about the water pump. You use that to pump fresh water out of the freshwater tank if you're at camping in a place where there's no city water. You also use it to pump to winterize the trailer. Batteries charged, fresh, black, gray. Graduates up in 1/3 increments. Once it gets past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the black and gray tanks. Okay. Okay, I think I've pretty much gone through most of it anyway. All the important stuff. Yeah, there's storage underneath the bed in here. Obviously you've got USB charging ports everywhere, or power ports. This is the emergency window. You're just going to go like this, push it all the way through, and then you grab hold of the red tab and you pull the screen out, and out you go. You do a triple flip and land on your feet. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I told you about inspecting the trailer seals. Any place you see sealant from the factory, you always want to make sure that there's no cracking or separation, especially the roof. People, generally speaking, do not inspect their roof enough. You could go up there for years without having to touch up anything. But the reason you're doing it is just to make sure that water's not getting into your trailer. That's not this trailer. It's every trailer ever built. They're all the same that way. So make sure you do that. And right now, as I stated, the water heater's empty. It's in bypass, and there's antifreeze in the system. Okay, thank you.